Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and I'm coming on to do a February wrap up. I kind of went back and forth and decided that I'm just going to start with February. Um, Consistency and I are not friends right now, so I do apologize for that. Um, so in February, I worked on Full Coverage and Fancy Lady. But first, I want to show you a finish that I had in December that I really wanted to show you. And that is um, hold on, it's the 2024 Haid Sal. It's called Forest Fairy, but I just called him the Fox because obvious reasons. Um, and he was finished. He started on January 1st of 2024 and finished December 16th of 2024. Um, it's on 18 count KCS khaki, which is an Amazon fabric, and I used all the call for DMC. Um, but yeah, I really am extremely happy with him, how he turned out. I did manage to finish, so I got um, all of the charts um, for the Sal, and I got 2 free. You will be, I have started the free one, and you will be seeing that one in this video. But yeah, this is my pretty little fox. Didn't he turn out so good? And the little ladybug here, and the bird, and just I love the way he turned out. So. But yeah, so this is one of my finishes for last year. I didn't have very many for last year, but he was the main one. And this year I'm determined to finish um, quite a few more. Uh, well, we'll see how that goes. Tend to like to start a lot more than I like to finish. So um, anyway, so I went ahead and I got again. I told you guys last video that I was going to participate in the 2025 SAL. I picked Drinks on the Beach, which is going to look like this. It is by Lars Stewart. Um, I liked the fox, but the colors weren't bright and cheery, and there weren't a lot. Um, so I decided this time that I was going to pick one that was a little bit more colorful. And so I do have a start on that one. It's not a big start, but it is a start. And this one is on 18 count KCS because I'm really liking the KCS fabrics for my Haids and full coverages because it comes in enough colors. I like it. It's a little crunchier maybe than I would like. It's not quite as soft, but but this is baby blue light, and I can get the different colors. And if you can tell, it kind of, if my stitches aren't great, sorry for the hanging threads. If my stitches aren't great, it still looks okay because the background is blue. It's not a stark white, and it's not a dark color. So I tend to try to pick colors that are similar enough to the basic design that it'll look good if stuff comes through. And sorry about the creaking. It's the trailer. We're having some winds here in West Virginia, so but I'm using the call for DMC, and that's what I've got. I've got almost a page finish right here. I was hoping to have, I'm supposed to be having almost 3-page finishes, but I've been doing something else here in March. And so I haven't been working on this every day like I'm supposed to be. So, but I figure I can always catch up later. So, and it's going to be, about this size. So it's still going to be a smaller, one, especially on the 18 count. All right. The next one, that I want to show you is a favorite of mine. I actually love her. I saw her on Sarah the Stitching Mommy's channel, and I just had to get her, and I got the mini. I think she's doing the regular one. But it's called Minnie the Library. And I started Drinks on the Beach on January 1st of this year, 2025. And this one I started July 6th of 2023. So I've been working on this one a little while. So we've got this. This is on 16 Count Ocean Kiss. I'm not sure who makes this one. I got this one at a fabric shop. One of the only times I've been at an LNS or a LNS. So let me see here. Okay, there we go. But I started off really well here up here. You know, I was working along, and then I decided I wanted to do her, so I worked my way down to her. And as you can see, I've got her face and her hair pretty much done. I think I've got like 1 or 2 stitches in there that I still need to get, but it's basically finished. Her head is basically finished. But yeah, I see I've got one there, and yeah, I've got a couple in there, but I just really like her. Anyway, she's on, like I said, 16 Count Ocean Kiss, and it's from Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City, Tennessee. I think it's in Johnson City. And then of course I use the Call for DMC, and I picked the Max color because she's going to be hanging up in my library if I eventually ever get one, and if I eventually ever finish her. But yeah, so that's that one. And if you guys aren't watching Stitching Mommy, I would highly recommend her. She is a great Flosstuber. Okay, so this next one is one of the ones that I picked for my free chart from the last year's Haid Sal. And this one is called Mini Country Charm. My boyfriend, we have a joke about chickens. And I saw this guy and I just was like, oh, I have to stitch him because he's just, I don't know, just the colors and everything. He's absolutely gorgeous. I started him January 20th of 2025, so this year. Whoops. And I started him up here. And of course I had to get to his tail, so I stitched down and just had to get to the tail. And then I'm stitching over here because I want to get to his, like, more of his body. So I'm probably going to be stitching tail, body, and then some of the background. But this is done on 18 count KCS khaki from Amazon, and I'm using all the Call for DMC. So, and actually this one is one I'm going to be stitching. I'm doing, so Laura from Stitching by the Shore, she talks about Whip Warriors. And so I joined that group last year, and I did the road trip and everything, and didn't really enjoy that. I was going to quit. And then they came out with this scavenger hunt thing and some other stuff. And so I decided I would stay in the group, the main group, but I quit the road trip part. And so along with the scavenger hunt, this month in March, they're doing Lion versus Lamb. And so you're supposed to take your least amount of stitches on a full coverage project going up to the most amount. And so that's what I'm doing. And so I'm up to Simply Meant to Be, which is what I'm finishing. I think I have like 300 or 400 more stitches to get to my 1,000, because you have to stitch 1,000 stitches on each project. And so this is the next project that's going to get my 1,000 stitches. And I'm hoping to do a video because I want to show you guys all the progress I've made. And so this one will have another 1,000 stitches. I just have to figure out exactly where I want to stitch on this one. I'm thinking about doing more on the tail and trying to finish, or trying to, you know, head up towards the body. So I'd end up, so right now I'm in this area, so I want to go over here and start stitching on this and up in his head. Yeah. And then, like I said, and then do background and stuff too. You know, I stitch weird. I'm on all over the place, and I posted because I'm in I think I posted it in the Hade group is where I posted it, but I showed how I stitch kind of. Oh, you guys are crooked. Sorry. Stitch kind of all over the place, and I wanted to show that. Um, and a few other people were like, "Yeah, I stitch like that," and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." I thought I was the only one that stitched like that. So it's kind of cool, the different ways people stitch. And I am definitely a cross country all over the place, and I kind of stitch towards objects and then I fill in and stuff. So this is my next one. This is Mini Window with a View by Donna Gelsinger. I mean, not Donna Gelsinger. What am I doing? Dominic Davison. What did I? Sorry. But it's one that I saw. Who did I? Oh, I forget who I saw. Is Stitching Mommy also doing this one? She's notorious for me seeing her stitching on a Hade, and I'm going, oh, I like that, and then I find the mini version and buy it. But I'm not sure if she's the one I saw this one, but somebody I saw stitching this, and then I was like, oh. And then if you look, so like there's a moth right there on the curtain, and then there's like a butterfly, and there's a swan, and there's a guy that's sitting. Is that gonna? He's sitting there fishing, which I didn't notice when I first bought it. So it's like every time you look at it, you find something new, which I think is really cool. But anyway, so this is one I like to start at the top left-hand corner. And so I started up there, and I was like, okay, this is going to get boring real fast. And so I decided I wanted to stitch the coffee cup. So I stitched all the way down, and then I stitched to the coffee cup. And so now I'm doing bottom up, which is weird. I don't usually stitch like that. Every once in a while I will, but on this project I decided to. But this is, I started this one June 3rd of 2024. This is 18 count KCS khaki from Amazon. And it's all the call for DMC. And I think this is a regular one. Hold on, let me look real quick. No, this is another Max color that I got, because I'm a glutton for punishment and want to have to buy, 4,000 colors for each cross stitching I own. But it's okay. But it's turning out gorgeous. I love this. And I'm slowly stitching away. But there's a close up of where I got on the coffee cup. So but yeah. All right. So the next one I'm stitching is Mini Heart of America. I am not, and this one's by Malcolm Watson. I'm not really a patriotic stitcher, but for some reason I saw this one and absolutely fell in love with the design, and I'm really glad that I got this one. I think he also did Celtic Unicorn, which I don't have to show because I haven't stitched on it in a little while. And then he did some of the other, there's like a Celtic bee and a dragonfly and a wolf and I don't know, there's all kinds of different animals, but he came out with this series of the different hearts. And so I bought it. um, and it looks really pretty in the mini too. But this is where I am on this one. I stitched across, on that one. This one I started July 27th of 2024. It's on 18 count KCS from Amazon. It's baby blue light, and it's all the call for DMC. And I'll show you this a little bit better, this part, because that's kind of the part I've got. But isn't it just, it looks like it's like lit up a little bit, and just the swirls and just so pretty. I just really like working on this one. But yeah, it's just amazing the colors. And it always amazes me, like, you'll end up with a purple or something and you're thinking that's not right, but then you keep stitching on it and yeah, that's exactly what it is, because with the other colors around it, it really changes the color and makes it um, the color it's supposed to be. All right, so the next one I have is Aurora Cabrin from Dimensions. I love this one. Um, I used to only stitch let me start that again. When I first started cross stitching, I only would stitch on kits. I didn't know about stitching on anything else or any other way of stitching. I would go to Michael's, I would go to their on sale part of the cross stitch, and I would buy a bunch of stuff. Michael's doesn't do it that way anymore. um, and so when I came back, what was it, 20 years later, I found, all the Hades and the Etsy, and I found all the stuff. And so I was like, eh. But then I saw this people stitching on this one. I was like, oh, I really like that. Because I am a snow bunny. I love the snow. I love the cold. I hate the hot. And so I decided I would get this one. And so this is stitched on kit fabric with kit floss. I am doing the stitch 3, stitch 4, stitch half, stitch whatever they tell me to do in the directions is how I do it. And it's 16 count gray Aida is what it says. I started this on January 9th of 2022. So this was one of the ones that I got when I first came back to stitching. But I don't have any of the back stitching yet in my cabin. I'm actually working towards getting the cabin filled in and around the cabin so I can do the back stitch of the cabin. Because I find that I like to back stitch as I go. As you can see, this is one of the ones. This is, I think, 4. Isn't it 4? 1, 2, 3. No, it's 5. This is one of the ones that are 5. And so you've got your half stitches, your thick half stitches. But yeah, I'm loving how this is turning out. So I'm going to try to fill in the cabin, fill around the cabin, and then I haven't decided if I want to go up to the Aurora or down to the water. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'll just, I don't know. It'll probably be however I feel like working it when I start working it the next time. So, but that's where I am right now on Aurora Cabin. But as you can see, and I always start kits in the middle because you don't know how much fabric you have. And so it's kind of hard to measure when you're not sure how much fabric. So I just start in the middle, and that's where I am on Aurora Cabin. Okie dokie. So that's that one. Okay. So this one, I told you guys last year I was going to finish this one last year. I had all intents in finishing this one last year. It didn't get finished last year, which really upsets me because this is another one that I'm doing for my boyfriend. Well, I mean, I love it too, but it was bought on the intention of hanging up for him. So this is Mini Bird Garden by Amy Stewart. I am right almost at 50. I think I'm like at 47 or 48% done. So I am once again trying to finish it this year. Maybe I shouldn't say I'm going to have it done, but I really want to have it done. Now this is the one, I've been stitching this since June 2nd of 2022. So this is an older one. So this was done on the Artiste Ivory fabric from Hobby Lobby. So as you can see, I've gotten all the way across over here and all the way down to the bottom here. Let me move you just a smidge. There we go. Okay. And it's 18 count, called for DMC, of course. But I love, because some people are like, oh, minis don't, da 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 da. This one is gorgeous. It's showing everything that it's supposed to show. I mean, the birds are looking beautiful. It's lovely. This one, I do have a lot of Some of them I hardly have any. This one I have a lot, because I count over so far, and then the next stitch will be, here, here. So I stitch to that, and then I keep going to make sure that this is in the right place. I have messed up. There's a mess up in this area here that I had to fudge. There's a mess up currently going on around here where I've miscounted. So I'm trying to kind of fix it a little bit and fudge it. So, I've learned got to be extra, extra careful. And so that's why I stitch the way I do with these. Because that way, if I've messed up, then I can just put it back in and recount and figure out where I am. So, but yeah, see, that's, where this one's almost completely filled in. I just have a few where you can really see him. The cardinal, which is my favorite bird, sits like right in here, I think. It sits right in here. So I have to come down. I'm trying to, last time I worked on it, I was trying to finish this bird and fill in, because I still have a bunch of fill in up here and then in here. So I'm trying to fill it in. So I'll continue the fill in working on this bird. And then as I move over, filling in up here, when I'm trying to get a lot of stitches done, I'll stitch up here in the sky because it's easy to fill in stitch. It's because it's, it's not a lot of, it doesn't have a lot of confetti. And it's a lot of block stitching. So it just depends on what kind of stitching I want to do and where I want to go. And so sometimes I'll stitch up here and sometimes I'll go down here and stitch. And it's just, but I love this one and I can't wait to have it done. And because, all mine, I should say this, but at the beginning, but I always forget. I always stitch 2/1 in everything, except for some 14 count. I've actually got 4/1. I don't have an example of that to show you, but everything, I stitch, as you can see, I stitch mostly 18 count. I do stitch on some 16, some 14, and I have one project that's on a 20, and I stitch them all to 2/1. I like the way it feels. I like the thickness, and it's just, I love see how thick it's just, because it looks like a tapestry, and it's just, I absolutely love this one. But I am bound and determined I'm going to finish Mini Bird Garden this time. The only ones I would not recommend for you to do as a mini is her Amy Stewart's book shelves. I do have Treasure Hunt bookshelf as a mini, and I don't like, it's just, there's so much little detail that you just can't get the detail in a mini. But I didn't know about it at the time, and so I was like, okay, so I'm going to finish that and that one and just chalk it up to, needing to learn. So here's another mini. But this is mini The Nativity by Donna Gelsinger. This one is gorgeous. This is one I really, really want to have finished, but it's not going to be finished this year. I started this one on February 5th of 2022, so this is an old one too. Once again, this one is on 16 count. Our artiste ivory from Hobby Lobby. Ugh. But this is the whole thing. So I've got it stitched all the way down to there. I've got it stitched all the way over here because I was trying to cut it so I could stitch it on other projects. I'm going to fold this because the only thing it's here is just, where it's stitched down. But the main part is right here. This wise man, his face and everything is pretty much done. This one is almost done. Then we've got Mary that's coming in here. And I think Joseph is right here. Last time I worked up in here because I was focusing all in down in here, and this was getting neglected. So I wanted to work on more of the tree. And as you can see the grass, the desert grass coming in. And this is a project I loved from the very beginning because as soon as you start this, you see the trees coming in, and it's just great to work on because it seems like no matter where you work on it, um, you see something. And so this is a great, I would, if you're, if you don't mind the religious part of it, or if you are a religious person, I would highly recommend this one as a first aid. Um, just because everything comes in so quickly. And this is called for DMC. I don't ever change the DMC on Hades. It's just, I don't do it. Michelle Sayeda, however you say her last name. Sorry, Michelle. Not that you'll ever watch this, um, but her charting is perfection. So I am not going to go change her colors. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how, you know, how it always turns out right. And like I said, even if you don't think it's going to turn out right, just go with it because it will eventually. It'll eventually look like it's supposed to. But yeah, so, and then I've got the other wise man is coming in down here, I think. Because oh no, maybe he's over here. Because two of them are standing and one of them is is bending down. So, but yeah, the next time I work on this one, I'm not sure where I'm going to work. If I want to go over here and work more on Mary and Joseph, if I want to fill in more of the wise men, if I want to continue to go up here, probably depends on how many stitches I want to get to. Or maybe I'll work on a couple places. I don't know. But yeah, so this is Minnie the Nativity, and you guys are falling. I'm so sorry. Oh, I still do not have a great setup. Right now you're kind of leaning on a bent knee. You're kind of stuffed in my bent knee. And it just, I do not have a good setup for this, unfortunately. Okay, so that is Minnie the Nativity. I told you guys all about that. Okay, so February was full of Hades, full coverage. I also did full Fancy Lady February. So I am a lavender and lace girl. I love lavender and lace. I'm not really a Mira person, but everybody was working on them, so I bought one. And I had the fabric, and then I bought the mirror to go on the fabric. Not sure that was the best idea. This mirror isn't one that I've seen anybody working on. I've never seen anybody else with this one. But this is Moonflowers by Mirabella. And she has got a lot of beads. A little bit of Krynic, but a lot of beads. And I am doing not what you're supposed to do. I'm working on as I go. I'm doing the beading as I go. And this fabric is 16 count Fortnite fabric, which is no longer in business. And it is a fabric of the month because I had a fabric of the month. I started this one on February 10th of 2022. Started up here in the moon. Worked on her a little bit. And then it was just like, and stopped working on her. I saw Andrew from the Runner Stitcher. He was working on his Miras. And I thought, oh, maybe I should pull out mine. Oh, and this one's got 3 kinds of the Whisper floss too, which is different. And so I thought I would pull her out. And so when I didn't have any of this for February. None of this was done. I did all of this in February. I could not stop working on her. But as you can see, there's the beads. And there's so many beads. So many beads up. Whoops, sorry. So many beads up here. So many beads in the moon. All those are beads. And hanging down. And there's Krynic right in here. This is all the white right here, and the gray right here is all Whisper. But I'm working on trying to get to her, because this is it's weird on her because I can't tell what is dress, what is blanket. It's hard to tell. I don't know. I just can't tell what is supposed to be what in that. So I'm just kind of working on it. But this is my only mirror. And I had this purple fabric and I was like, oh, I want to start a fancy lady on that. And so this is the one I picked because I thought she would look pretty on purple because, you know, a moonlit lit night, purple, I don't know. I just decided that, yeah, that I was gonna start this one. And also I wanted to show you, so this is how I do my floss. I put on a floss ring. I at one time I was putting the symbols on there. I don't do that anymore. I don't even write the project name. I'll just do DMC 208, and that's how I do it now. But I take a punch and I punch the thing and punch a hole and just thread it through, and yeah, that's the way I do my fabric, or my floss, I mean. Let's try to see if I can fix you guys. Hold on just a second. Okay, let's see if that'll hold. Okay, so that was Moonflowers. All right, so then I stitched two other fancy ladies. I stitched on two of my lavender and lace. I've gone crazy starting lavender and lace projects. So the two that I started that I stitched and actually stitched in February, one of them is this one. It is County Fair. I started this one May 10th of 24. I really love these. And this is where I am on here. This is 16 count KCS Seafoam. And this one's a softer. I don't know why this one is softer than the other ones. But I've gotten all this up here is done. And this is one that does not have any beads. And actually, I don't think it has any Krynic either. So this is just very simple, very, very pretty. And I haven't gotten to the lady yet. And I'm doing Call for DMC on this one. So put that over there. All right, and then the last one that I did that I'm showing you is Christmas Visit. This is a Butternut Road, which is the same lady that does Lavender and Lace. Started her July 9th of 24 on 16 count KCS Pearl Gray. And I'm doing all the called for DMC on her. And I am, I cannot get this thing to stand. Okay, and I am pretty far on her. Because when I first started her, I just couldn't quit. So I've got the door, all this up here is finished. From here up is finished. So this time I was working on getting her shawl and then the basket and her blanket done. I worked a little bit more. It's like a plant that's on the side, and it's Krynic. Yeah, this one has Krynic, but no bead. I don't think this one has beads either. But you can kind of see. Yeah, not really. Anyway, But yeah, but that's her. Stitching Mommy is working on this one. She is changing her to blues, if I remember right. I liked her in gray, so I did not change her. I liked this one the way it was. Um, so I do want to show you some more of my lavender and lace that I have started. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry. Have to move a little bit. Maybe I can. Okay. So this one is Angel of Spring. She was started May 5th of 2022. She was a Mania start that year. And I think she was my first lavender and lace. She's the one that got things started. But I decided to do her on this fabric. This is another Fortnite fabric. I saw it and I immediately had to stitch her on this. For some reason, I don't work on her a lot. She has some beads, but I think her beads are more around her. And then she's got some Krynic. But isn't she gorgeous? Her face is done. I really need to get her back out and work on her. I haven't worked on her in a little while. But I just really love her. And the fabric has got the sparkles, and it's just, I don't know. I just thought that she would be pretty on pink fabric. So I stitched her on pink fabric. I don't know. Oh yeah, and it's called for DMC and beads. Another angel that I have for lavender and lace is the Ice Angel. I think I saw, come on. Why are you not? There we go. I saw somebody stitching this one, and all this along the bottom is beads. And so I thought, oh, she is so pretty. But I started her January 5th of 2024. Yeah, so that's her. Don't have a lot of her done. Krynic. But she's got a lot of Krynic in her. Her beads in her hair are done. And then working on the wings are, I hate white sometimes. And this, I don't like the white in this one because my stitches don't look good. But they look good far away, so that's the important thing, right? But yeah, but she's got her beads. I don't know if you can see those beads in her hair. Whoops, sorry. But she's looking all sparkly and gorgeous, and I love her, and I really need to stitch on her some more. And there you go. You're tipping over again. Stop tipping over. Okay. And then we're going to fold this back. But yeah, but that's her. She's all pretty. Come on, camera. Don't be weird. So, okay. And did I say this was 16 count Misty Blue from the Cross Stitch and Crafts? Once again, I don't know what company it's from. Okay. Okay. So this one, Little Wings, this one here. I love this pattern, but I am not a green person. I am especially not a this color green person. I started this one in October 7th of 2022. And I decided I was going to change things. So I did a dress conversion just for the mom. I got this piece of Fortnite fabric. Once again, part of the, it's a 16 count, and it was part of the Fabric of the Month Club that I was in. And I thought that would be perfect for Little Wings because they're looking at a birdhouse. I don't have the birdhouse done at all yet. So this is the little girl's dress. This is the mom's dress. Just changed the greens to blue. Everything else is the same. But yeah, this was, I think, the second lavender and lace I did. But this is 16 count Fortnite. Like I said, Fortnite. It's called Cat's Eye. It's all the called for DMC, like I said, but the conversion, the blue from green to blue in her dress. But yeah, she's all done from about here up. She's all finished. I will let you see her close up. But yeah, I think I like the conversion. There's one blue, this blue right here that I think I would have changed. But it looks okay. So I'm just going to leave it because it's more of a purpley blue. But I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it as it is. Because all the other blues I like, and I've already stitched too much to change it. So, but that's Little Wings, which I really need to get that out and change it. Or stitch on it and get it done. I saw this one. This is another mother and daughter. It's called The Quilt Maker. I started this one April 24th of 2024. I started a lot of these in 2024. I got a bunch of them on the stitch groups, unstash groups. I got them, so I'd find them for $6 or $7 for the pattern. And so I bought a bunch. And I don't have very much of her done, unfortunately. I did start her and got her face done. This is another fabric that was bought from the Cross Stitch and Crafts shop. This was started, I said April 2024. And 16 count lamb's wool. And this one is the call for because I liked her dress and her. Tuck that in there. But yeah, this is her. I really like how she's going so far. Another one I need to pull back out. I just need to have a month of just fancy ladies, maybe. I don't know. All right, I've got 2 more. Okay, this one is Spirit of Christmas. It's one of the Santa Claus pieces. I started this one July 20th of 2024. I think this one, I started this one for Christmas in July, I think. It's all called for DMC. And this is on 16 count KCS light blue. All I have is just the top of the wreath and then the very top of his hat. I was doing that the last time I stitched on it. If I remember right, I don't think this one has any beads. I think it does have a gold Krynic, but I think I'm going to change some of the Krynic to gold beads. I think, but I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I think I'd rather have beads than ninja stitches of Krynic just here and there. So I might combine the gold Krynic and the gold beads, because I have plenty of extra beads. So and how I have all the beads, well, I do a lot of mill hill kits, and you always have extras of the beads. And then also I knew a lady who wasn't beading anymore, and she used to make like different earrings and stuff, and she had a bunch of mill hill beads. So okay, now this one, there's 2 in 1, because these are going to be like this, and they're going to be in one, so they're going to be closer. They're going to be like side by side. I can't show you exactly how I'm going to, but those 2, and it's the first Angel of Light and the second Angel of Freedom. And I started this on July 11th of 2024. And so I don't have very much of this done at all. This gigantic, this bed sheet. Well, not quite a bed sheet. It was a bed sheet when I first got it, but then I cut it down. So, which I never do that, and I hope I have enough fabric. I hope I cut it right. Um, so she's going to be here. Let's do it like this. So she is going to be here, and she is going to be here. They're going to be facing each other, and as you can see, there's no space in between the two cities. So they're going to be like right next to each other. And, you know, so basically I have pretty much this almost all done. And then I have started these guys. I did start on her. So I'm right in there on her dress. So I haven't gotten very far. I haven't worked on, whoops, wrong way. I haven't worked on these very much since I started it. But I just thought it was going to be pretty to have them both on the same piece of fabric facing each other. So, but these are all, that's all the fancy ladies that I have from Lavender and Lace. I have a couple other fancy ladies started, but they're more kits. And I didn't really want to show them. So, but that's what I worked on in February and my fancy ladies. And, yeah, so hopefully I will come back in April to show you all the fun full coverages I worked on in March. And then we'll see where we go from there. I'm sorry that I am just not very good at this. Things happen, and then it gets later and later, and then I make excuses, and you know, I just kind of film when I want to film, and that's pretty much it. I love to share my love of cross stitching with you, and I love to watch a lot of videos. I have quite a few more people that I want to shout out, but I haven't gotten. I knew this video was going to be too long. So anyway, guys, that's all for now. Please comment down below and let me know what you're working on, what you worked on February, if you did full coverage or Fancy Lady February. And let me know what you're working on March. Are you in Whip Warriors? Are you doing some of the other games in the groups? I'm curious if you guys are going to do the Springo from Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch, my Magazine Monthly Fudge. See, I need to write this stuff down because my brain doesn't work right. And it's Carolyn Zook's group, and Robin, I can't remember Robin's name, but that group. Are you guys going to do Springo next month in April? Let me know what you guys are going to do. You know, just chat with me, and I'll chat with you back in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time, hopefully sooner than this time. Bye.